Hi, this is Brandon from thirstgym.com. Today we're going to talk about an exercise called the suspension plank hold. This is a basic, good old-fashioned plank, but we're just going to have our arms using a suspension system, and then we're just going to hold that position. And this is just a progression on our traditional plank, and we're going to try to tax the abdominals a little bit more. The thing I really like about the blast straps is that each arm is independent of itself, so it's going to tax our shoulders a little bit as well, as we have to stabilize our body in space. We've also got handles here, which I think are also a little more comfortable than something like rings, so to speak. So just use what you have access to, but this is just what we choose to use in most cases than not are the blast straps. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our hands in the straps, like we're going to push-up position, and then what we're going to do is we're going to bring our feet back, and then we're just going to be in a good old classic push-up position here, and we're just going to hold. Looks really simple, and I mean, for the most part, it really is. The way you're going to make this more difficult is, you know, I've already got it underneath, but if I was out here, this is even easier. As I move back and the straps come straight down, I can feel my abs having to work a little bit more than they would when I was out there. Now, you'll notice that I'm on my toes, and I've got my pelvis tucked underneath me. So we don't want to be cranked into an extension-based pattern back here like this, where the load's being taken by the lumbars. We want to make sure that, you know, this musculature is important, but we want to work the abdominals in the front and have all this work together. So we're going to bring it underneath us, neutral position, ribs down. The abdominals will gauge harder and we'll get more from the exercise that way. To make this even more difficult, we would take these, lower them down, and that's going to, because as you notice, when I'm here, I'm still technically at like an angle. So like if I went to do a push-up with my hands on a bench, that's going to be easier than if my hands were down on the ground. Same concept here. The way we make this harder for our athletes and our clients is we just take the straps. We have different systems set up so that we have different heights already kind of pre-adjusted, but if we need to adjust each one, we can. And so we would just crank this down further to where I was more towards a push-up position, and then I'd have to stabilize a little bit more. I talked about the instability of each arm. Notice that each arm can move independently. So this is going to have to make the lats also work, which is very important in terms of trunk stabilization and controlling what the pelvis does. Too many people dismiss the way the trunk works as a unit, and they just think about their abs. We also want to talk about how the lats, the obliques, the TVA, the glutes, the adductors, the hamstrings, how all that attaches into that complex to be able to control what we consider a good neutral spine and pelvis position and good core control, so to speak. So keep that in mind. I really like that because we have that instability. I can feel my lats are working. My hands are having to squeeze hard to really limit motion as much as I can. Because if I was unstable, I'd be doing this, and this already makes the exercise makes the exercise harder, for me to already do just by moving my arms just in general like this. So being able to have good, strong stabilizers in the shoulder and the lats is also going to carry over better for when we have to do something in sport. When we program these, this is obviously a hold, so we're looking at time. I would say generally 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 seconds is generally what you're going to see. If you start getting past that 30-second point, you either need to lower them, slap some weight on them, or move to a different variation within the suspension system itself to be able to tax the system a little bit harder and get some more bang for your buck out of the exercise. So again, a relatively simple exercise, but some key coaching points that can really help level up the exercise, so to speak, and you can see some benefits in your endeavors and sports and goals a little bit more. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. Thanks. Have a great day.